Good evening and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Wholesomeville and City Skylines. Today we continue on where we left off last time, guys. We hit 3,000 population. Today I don't quite know how much we will hit, where we will hit on the population growth, but we did do well last time out. We did do very well with our money and making sure that the city is growing at a good rate in a good way. And of course we started work on the big freeway that's going to kind of go over the city and maybe even be like a little bit of a natural divide as well. So yeah, today we're going to continue that on. We're going to start by addressing this very high demand for residential, for a residential zone. So we're just gonna start with that because why not? We'll do this all the way across. Do this, and there we go. They're not happy about it, but they can shush, really, because no, it goes to there, and then we'll go there, and we'll go there. Okay, so another few grids for us to kind of fill in with some residential spots. So this is how it tends to go. And then a 2 there. And then, of course, the corners are commercials sites. In fact, it makes more sense to do the commercials first. Like so. How are we on power? 66 out of 94. So we're all good on power for the minute. And then to paint the rest. So there will come a time where I'm not so focused on, oh, the water. Oh, we finally reached a point where the water isn't covered, which is a little bit crazy. But that should be sorted in a second. Okay. There we go. That's all good. So yeah, I won't stick to this exact way of putting the houses down forever. Like we will get to when we can do the high residential and see how that looks. But at the minute, this does kind of work. Or at least it works for what I'm trying to do. So that's okay. That's fine. That is what we're at the minute. So yeah, those houses can go down. There's some here that can definitely have the extra bits already put down. They're all good over there. Those buildings are going down. They do go down pretty quick and then slow up a little bit because the demand kind of falls away just a bit. But that's okay. City is getting big, isn't it? It's getting to a decent old size over here. Okay, brilliant. So what I'll do is I'll leave them kind of developing as they are. In fact, that can go down as well. And I'll go back to trying to finish off the highway. Where's the highway? No, that's the 6 lane. That's the 4 lane. There we go. That's the highway. Right. So what we're going to do is try to do what we did here. Oh, no, it's this one. Kind of on the same kind of curve if we can. I mean, that's pretty close. Let's go page up here. So it goes straight and then curves the other way. Yeah, and then if we hit this and then this, that looks better. And now theoretically, it should be able to just build over this as it was. And it is just... Oh no, it doesn't need to be... Turn the snap off. And then just kind of try our best to straighten it up. I think it then goes down. Oh no, so it goes up one more. And then page down. And now it can go back to the grid. Okay, not quite. Not fully on the grid yet. But that is kind of near enough. Exactly. Well, that is what we were after. Okay, so hit our upgrades and then just spin them all around. Okay, brilliant. Now, come back here. A little bit of industry growing, but not much. And even not all of these houses have kind of gone down yet. So that the demand wasn't as high as I was thinking it was. Okay. Okay, so the Olive District is still pretty mahusive here. Okay, still a bit of a demand for some commercials. So let's just throw down a few more. Just because there is a bit of a demand. Okay. Still got good money, but that highway is gone now. That highway is in. And now I need to... Now you need to be able to get off the highway and kind of get onto the regular roads. So, in fact, the highway could kind of loop round. Go off that way. You want to be able to go off both ways. See, the thing is that... Okay, we can't even afford this, but this is massive. Like, that is absolutely huge anyway. Which is kind of terrifying if you think about it. So... Is there a way... Can we design... Oh, I can design my own kind of highway ramps. Okay, that's useful. That's useful. So, for example... There we go. That does make sense. And then perhaps... could have an off-ramp here. Then page down as well. Okay, that doesn't look perfect, but... Yeah, in fact, it doesn't look how I want it to look, so I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, let's turn that snap off. It's still snapping. I don't know why it's still snapping. It shouldn't be. Because... Is that a bit steep? Maybe. Maybe it's a little bit steep. And then it connects up there. So you've got a bit of traffic coming from this way, connecting up that way. Is there a way I can make it smoother, though? Is there a way I can make it smoother? I think there is. Slope too steep. There we go. That's better. And then there we go. That's better. So that's not too steep at all. You kind of have this gentle flow down. So cars now potentially will take this overpass down to here and connect up that way. Maybe. Doesn't look like there's anything dramatic going wrong anywhere else. Let's check that residentials again. So it looks like these houses are almost all ready to go. Not fully here. Yep, those two, that one. That one. Yep, these ones. Okay, cool. Right, so some kind of merge here. So let's go with, let's say it's a two-way. And then so you go, this is how it connects up. I think this is how it's going to connect up. So need my highway. How is that slope? Okay, let's fix that then. I don't think that's gonna work. So goes like that. Invalid shape. There we go. So theoretically, you can, in a way, I mean, I don't like the fact that there's 4 lanes going into the highway. Highway only has 3 lanes. These are where you slow down a bit. Can I turn this into... Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, that's good. That's what we wanted. Okay, now there's all these buildings that are complaining. Which is fine. That's kind of what we expected. We expect that to happen, to be honest. All these houses just need to be finished up. Let's go with... They're not actually all getting built on, though. That's the problem. But let's just finish our painting here. They will get built on. It will just take a bit of time. City looking good, though. Stop complaining. Stop your whinging. Okay, so. we're now just on to regular traffic here. Rosemary Street goes, kind of connects up really nicely. So the highway comes onto Rosemary, and then Rosemary goes onto the highway. You've got a way to get off. You've got this roundabout that no one really seems to use because they can just connect up there instead, rather than going onto the roundabout. But that's okay. The roundabout is still useful. They're taking the on-ramp, which I guess means that this is no longer needed. And you kind of only go this way if you're going to go off to this next part. What we could do is... Oh! You've got to take off this off-ramp now. Is build ourselves another off-ramp. Not the upgrade button, just the curve button. Out of city. Oh, it's okay. So we go from there instead. Kind of. It's not really doing what I need it to do. There we go. So there is a way. Okay, but not all of them are using it. Some of them are using it, but not all. Or is it now going to be all of them are using it? No, some are still going this way. Which is good. That's what I want. Okay, so that's just one way to get into town. But there's also this way. Okay, now. Okay. So if we now... no, okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Turn that into... No, not a one-way. Turn that into that. That's going to curve round. And ultimately connect up with this industry site over here. So it goes from... Let's say it goes from 2 to this 6-lane road. Like that. Loops around, so which means that I've now kind of designated how far this district can go. It can go to here. Okay, that's... And then this, I mean, this may as well just loop round, and then we turn this road here into more of this. So... try and get the curve to be a nice kind of... Just like that. Okay. Oh, it's even got like a different color. I mean, is there any need? Could it not just be this same? Like it's more or less a highway? Like it's not a highway because it's not just a road going one way. Oh no, that's incorrect. That shouldn't go that far because it needs to kind of go round this way. All right, okay. Okay, now we've got cars using this. Oh no, we don't. It's because that was connected up to this. So where are you going to go? At some point, you're just going to run out of space. All right. Got this big kind of curved thing. Okay, and then what is essentially... Yeah, what is essentially like an off-ramp to go to the farming district can go there. And then, in fact, we'll do the same thing. From this way. Ah, it's not quite... Okay, stop it. So then curve this way and connect up there. So you don't... The traffic goes kind of... connects up in a multiple ways like that. Okay. Okay. Now... It'd be very cool if that was a little bit smoother on the way it would connect up, but it doesn't seem like it wants to do that, which is fine. Okay, so what we've now got is an idea of how far this olive district can go. It can go to kind of here. This can be redesigned at some point. All of that can be redesigned. In fact, it would make sense to have an off-ramp that goes that way. That then kind of turns into this. Like so. And you can turn off it. And now you don't have these like kind of perfect grids, which I like when it's not a perfect grid. Especially considering this is kind of all industrial. Go through there. Can go there. Okay, this connects up that way, so you can go that way. You can't get back at the minute. So there needs to be a way for these cars to get back. Because at the minute, that's not doing it. So, can't really have them crossing over like that. So let's quickly upgrade. Do I want it to be one way? No, I don't think I do. I don't think I want it to be one way. I think I just want it to be just two-way regular road. Because, you know, you can't have them driving on the gravel. Okay, that needs to connect up nicer than that. No, okay, but it could still curve, couldn't it? There we go. That looks better. Because I like the idea that these industrial roads do have, like, it is kind of, but should it be darker? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's a bit of me being a bit silly. I'm not sure. And, like, it's not practical because you're driving, like, I mean, they're practically driving in the dark. No, I mean, it's not, it is, there are places where that's the case. I mean, I've driven down those kind of places where that is the case. So, I don't know. And then you get onto what is more of a freeway here. There are traffic lights. Like, you just get to the traffic lights and it controls. Yeah, that's fine. So that should be red right now, and it is. So you should get here and stop. Okay, I thought that was a steep, that was like a harsh on the brakes there. Not sure about that. What's the crime over here? But look, they are taking the roads here. They are taking the roads. Which I like. Okay. We're at 3.3 on the population. There's a fire over here that needs seeing to. Oh, it's being seen to. Good stuff. And we've got 25k. So let's do a quick check on garbage. Garbage is being seen to. Health is mostly being seen to, but this area here is still a bit curious. So let's throw that down. See if that helps. Fire department. Yeah, not fully happy with that. So let's do that. That should cover. Yeah, that covers more of that. How are we doing on power? 82 out of 100, so we're fine at the minute. Okay, police. Not really where it should be. Oh, I don't have the money to do that just yet. Right. Oh, can I take out a loan? I can take out a loan. Yeah, I'll take out a loan so I can afford this police station. And so if that goes down there. Maybe there. That covers a good amount as well. Elementary school. Hasn't actually greatly improved things, which is curious. Okay, cool. Okay. So those roads. Okay, coolio. That's good. That's where we want to maybe leave it for today. So we've actually made a pretty hefty. I mean, it's so wibbly wobbly. Why is it doing that? I don't know why it's doing that, but that's a little quirk of the game or whatever. The road doesn't actually go anywhere, which is curious. Because how do they get back on? There's no way for them to get back on. Like, once they're here, they stuck here. Where do they go? Okay, let's just quickly redesign that. So it was that? Yeah, I think it was that. Gonna keep going that way. Gonna have to loop round at some point, so I may as well start it now. And then it's gonna need to have a junction that connects to it. Oh no, that's no, not that one. No, not that one either. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay, cool. Well, we are like nearly fully gone on the money here. But that's okay. So this is where the farming district starts, and it will just spread out this way. This... Oh, what about if we wanted to cross the bridge? I mean, maybe we could leave this area here. Cross the river, not cross the bridge. And that could be where we cross the bridge at some point. Cross the river, my goodness. But this does need to... You need to be able to connect up here. So let's just draw this out real quick. There we go. That's a way to get on there. And then it connects up to something else. And then, yeah, this can just spread. Like, the farming district can just keep going over this way. It won't be massive, but it is big enough. And then we could even use up this little area as well for that, for a matter of fact. Is there any reason why this... yeah, that's why. Because the highway is joined up. Now, this is more what I consider a motorway, a highway. Whereas the game kind of has these individual kind of dedicated highways. Still no one using the roundabout. I'm not surprised. It doesn't really go anywhere. Okay. Last thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to extend the industrial district. So it kind of goes to there. And then I'll fix up whatever needs fixing up. There we go. In fact, yeah, I mean, that is the industrial, it's still the industrial area, isn't it? So let's just quickly do... no, I shouldn't really... Shouldn't really do that. Okay. And this is kind of how far the olive district can go. Just all the way round here. That can be industrial. This can all be industrial as well. I don't know what's going to go in here, but there could be something else. The farming district is going to extend out this way. And there is certainly, once again, a pretty high demand for residential. I'm not sure you want to live right next to the overpass. But I mean, that being it's just one building in there is quite hilarious. Look, that's going up as one massive building. Is that just going to be a block of flats, or what is it? I mean, that's curious. That's really curious, in fact. But yeah, so that's the city as things stand. So it is starting to feel more connected rather than these little individual projects that I was working on. Even though that still kind of is the case. Does that produce the... Is that producing the... 97% full? That's not good. So we're going to have to... I mean, can you just, like, delete it and then... Building is not empty. So yeah, you can't delete it for that reason. That would be kind of gaming the system. But then what we can do is just put another one down, maybe even like over this way or something like that. So, garbage. Space already occupied. Slope too steep. See, that's frustrating, isn't it? Okay, what we can do is this. There we go. And that will be the next one. So if we click garbage, it's now... Yeah, but like that's... So we need to start, at some point, we need to start like burning the garbage and getting rid of it. Because look at that, like that. You can just see the... Oh, that's why. That's why these are sick, because they're just too close to the garbage. Okay. So if I click medical, that's what's happening there. Okay, I understand. That's why. It was just too close to the garbage, and that's why they were getting sick, or they were getting like annoyed at the fact that it was so close. Okay. Next time out, we will try to finish off this whole region of the Olive District. And then I'm not really sure what will happen next. I mean, we've done a good amount of building on the roads here, connecting things up. And now cars have a way of kind of getting back from this whole district over here. But there aren't enough workers, so yeah, we need to make sure we finish this up. Okay, landfills and cemeteries have a limited capacity. Once the facility is full, you can build a new one to keep the service working. Crematoriums or incineration plants. So we don't have a crematorium because we have a cemetery. So that's what we need to get to. We need to get to an incineration plant. Right. So we need to get to 6.5 thousand. Until then, we are stuck with a full landfill that we can't really use. And start working on the next one. And then it said crematorium. Which, that's even more. So yeah, we're going to be stuck with landfills for a little while yet. But there we go. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was a good one. I mean, it does start to feel like the city is feeling like a city. And I mean, even at some point, we will expand outwards. I'm not sure which direction. Probably this direction, or would going this way be better? I don't really know. Not fully. So maybe over here, because there's no highway this way. But then you have to think about connecting up there. Oh, no idea. No idea. Not going to worry about it for now. Not going to worry about it for now. Thank you for watching, guys. Until next time.